What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today, as promised probably 3 or 4 months ago, we are finally getting around to the setup tour that I did promise once we hit 1K on the second channel. Now, for those who don't know, the main channel was actually hacked last week, and it is all sorted now, but a lot of the people from that channel actually came over and showed support to this channel, and so we were stuck at about 980 for a while there, and then over the last week we've gained about 200 or so subs, so it's been pretty crazy, and we did finally hit 1K, and like I said, once we hit 1K, I would give you guys a setup tour. So firstly, I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys for helping us hit 1K on the second channel. I kind of forgot how hard it is actually to grow from, you know, scratch to getting to 1K and 5K and stuff like that, so it's been a pretty long time, but we are finally there now. I also want to say apologies in advance for the quality of this video, because I am filming this on my phone, so I'm not sure what the quality is going to be like. I'm pretty sure the audio is not going to be the best, but hopefully it does come out alright. Now, the other thing is I will leave timestamps down in the description. I'm going to be showing off all the stuff behind me as well, so if you're not too interested in that and you just want to see what I can see in front of me, then like I said, I will leave timestamps down in the description. You guys can just sort of skip past all the boring stuff. But with that out of the way, guys, let's get stuck right into it. Alright, so I'm going to start with a quick little spin around of the room, I guess, just to show, you know, the general idea of it. We're going to go through every single little thing, so like I said, this could be quite a long video. We're going to start off with this sort of display section, I guess you would call it. This is what's behind me on stream. You guys probably see that quite a lot, but this is pretty much what's going on. So up the top here, we've got a bunch of like Richmond memorabilia. You guys probably don't know what the hell Richmond is. This is the team in the AFL that I barrack for. The AFL, for those who don't know, is like the Australian version, I guess, of the NFL. It's kind of similar in a way. And yeah, it's really, really popular over here. Now, we've been terrible for like my whole lifetime, and then we've essentially won 3 of the last 4 premierships. So pretty much had to cash in on all the memorabilia. Up here, we've got the premiership jerseys, that sort of the last 2 years anyway. I didn't get the first one, but yeah, these are from the last 2 years, and then we've got all the sort of premiership posters over here, and then over this side we've just got 2 training jerseys. This one, you can see it's kind of dark, apologies for that, but this one is actually signed by the entire team, so that one's pretty awesome as well. Now, getting down here, we've got a bunch of really awesome little like posters. These have been shrunk down. This is the original Revenge of the Jedi, which is obviously Return of the Jedi now. That has been shrunk down from like the original poster. We've then got the novelization of A New Hope, that obviously has also been shrunk down as well. And then we've also got I think it's a comic, might be well, it says The Empire Strikes Back comic down there. I'm not too sure if that's actually like the main comic or what, or if it's just like one, but yeah, that is the cover of that. We've then got my very special edition of Red Dead Redemption 2. The Richmond beers down here. Every year that we win, they make like a special edition beer. I've obviously drank the rest of them, but I did manage to keep a couple of those as well. Now, heading up onto the actual displays up here. This is all obviously like Star Wars related stuff, and I know a lot of you guys on this channel might not actually know that I'm a huge Star Wars fan. This is actually my second channel, for those who don't know, and the main channel is a Star Wars channel. So these are all Star Wars Funko Pops. I think there's 54 maybe, so I have collected quite a few over the time, and I have got them split up into, these are all the dark side ones here, and then we have all the light side ones as well. So there's definitely a few more that I would like to get, but unfortunately, as you can see, these shelves are pretty much full and I can't really fit them anywhere else. So not too sure if I will be able to get any more anytime soon, but I definitely will be expanding this little collection once I do find some more room. Now, underneath those, we've actually got a bunch of novels as well. These are all the Thrawn novels, or at least most of them. We have the canon trilogy on the bottom, and then we've got the sort of Legends one up the top there. And then over on this side, we've just got a bunch of like random Star Wars novels as well. There's actually the discs there as well for the movies before they all obviously come out on Disney Plus, and there's no point in having the disc anymore, but those were actually the first copies of the discs that I owned. I think my family had a bunch, but yeah, those are the first ones that I bought. Now, coming back over here, we actually have got, this is probably one of the most prized possessions that I have, honestly. We've got the original trilogy VCRs right there. So those are actually probably worth quite a bit of money. My sister actually nearly threw those out. She was sort of cleaning up the house one day, and she found a bunch of old VCRs, and she threw a bunch of them out, and she had these in the pile, and I absolutely lost my shit. So managed to get them back, nearly lost them, but yeah, we've still got them. It's kind of hard to see because it is dark. It's actually kind of gloomy day for once outside, but I have got the Inferno Squad Lego set here as well. I would love to have more Lego, but one, they're expensive as fuck, and two, I just don't have room for them. But I definitely had to buy these ones. Obviously, the channel was based around Battlefront 2, so I couldn't go past the Inferno Squad ones. Then got just a couple of random Star Wars mugs. The missus bought me those. These are the Rise of Skywalker, like, theater cups, I guess you would say. Had to buy a couple of those when I went and saw Rise of Skywalker as well. And then over on the other side, we have got the Solo ones as well. A little Mando mug there, and then we've also got Grogu. He's the only one that's not on the stand because his freaking ears are too big that he doesn't fit up there. And then behind that is actually the box set of Star Wars as well. So that's pretty much it for all the pops. I was going to go through all of them, but honestly that'll just take too long. So if you're a Star Wars fan, you probably know who every single character is anyway, so there's not too much point actually going through every single one of them. But yeah, that is pretty much it for that display. Now I've got a couch here. I don't really use this, to be honest, but this is pretty much where Zali sleeps most of the day. If you haven't met Zali, I will introduce you guys to Zali at the end. But that is it for sort of the display wall. And now we're going to get on to where the magic happens. So just to start off, probably should start with the chair so I can move it the hell out of the way. This is my SecretLab Titan. It says down there. This thing, they're very expensive, but these chairs are honestly by far the best chairs that you can find in terms of like the gaming chairs anyway. I know there are a lot of, other like more office chairs that are out there that are really, really solid as well. But in terms of like gaming chairs, I think SecretLab are definitely the best. I've actually got a really sort of bad back from a former job that I used to have. So yeah, it was definitely a good investment for me to buy a really good chair because I'm sitting in this thing like 14 hours a day. So they are quite expensive, but yeah, definitely worth it for me. Now, if I get that out of the way, and actually I might just sit on it because it's probably easier, to be honest. We have got the prized possession over here, the new Xbox Series X. This thing is so damn powerful. It's definitely my favorite console ever. I've had no issues with it so far. It's had like a couple games that have crashed every now and then, but compared to the Xbox One, at least the launch anyway, it's had pretty much no problems because those consoles definitely did not have the best launch of all time. Of course, as soon as I start recording, it has just started pissing down rain, so hopefully you guys can't hear that. I might actually just end the recording there and I'll start again once it has stopped raining. Alright, it's finally stopped raining, or it's still raining a little bit, but it's been raining for like 45 minutes, so I've just been sitting here pretty much just waiting for it to stop. Apologies if you can still hear it a little bit. Unfortunately, I just don't have time to sit around all day, so it has stopped hopefully enough, and we can get back into it now. Like I said, there's the Xbox. Down here we actually have a PS4 Pro, and then there's actually a laptop there as well, obviously a bit hard to see. And then there's just a spare old controller sitting there as well. This here is the little control to turn on these lights, so you can see I can turn that on and off, and there's a bunch of different colors and stuff on that control as well. But back up to the top here, we've got my little selection of controllers. This right here is a Scuf Vantage, I believe it's called. Obviously for the PlayStation, with the little PlayStation logo there. This is my original Scuf that I had for the PlayStation. Honestly, I just don't really like the layout of the PlayStation controller. So you can see this one has the Xbox stick, same as the Xbox controller. This is the one that I currently use. They do have paddles on the back here. It's kind of hard to see because of the light, but yeah, there's paddles on the back there. It makes it a lot easier to, do certain things within the game. So those are both my PlayStation ones. Then I've got the Xbox Elite here, which is without a doubt the best controller I've ever had. Apologies for the little Zali here on the stick there. Yeah, like I said, that's definitely the best controller I've ever had. It's honestly completely, it's on a whole other level than these Scuf controllers. This is an official Microsoft one, so yeah. Very, very solid controller. And then this is the Xbox Series X controller. I've actually not used this one single time because I just used the Elite controller here, but it's actually really, really comfortable just from holding it. And I definitely hope that they bring out like a Series X version of the Elite, because this is obviously for the Xbox One. It does work on Series X, but I hope they bring out one that sort of looks like this one, because these controllers are really, really high quality. Moving over, we then have my headset, my Astro A50s. This is the absolute best headset that I've ever owned. I did have some Astro A10s before this, and they were really, really solid, but these ones are actually wireless, and yeah, these are just on a whole other level. They are very expensive. It was very very risky purchase. I guess I didn't really need them at the time, but it's definitely worked out. It allows me to sort of play, you know, I can hear the Xbox and the PC at the same time, so if I want to play and talk to the boys on Discord, I can do that. So yeah, these are definitely a very, very good headset, and if you have the money to spend on them, if you're looking for like a top of the range headset, I would definitely recommend the A50s. Over here we've just got a little USB hub. I've literally got one thing plugged into that, which is the headset. The PC is unfortunately out of ports, so yeah, that's just down there for that. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have over here. And then we're moving on to the PC and the monitors over here. Well, firstly, there is actually just a little, that's pretty much my schedule posted there, just to pretty much remind me what's going on throughout the week. This is my beast of a PC. The brand of this case is called Be Quiet, and that's exactly why I bought it, because it is like whisper quiet. You can barely hear it. It does currently have a top on it that's kind of like almost like flywire. You can't really see that up there, but that is making it a little bit louder than normal. But if you actually put on the regular top, which pretty much moving forward from now I will be using that, because I just sort of put this one on in summer. But yeah, this thing is essentially whisper quiet, and it's definitely a very, very good case. That's pretty much why I bought it, just because obviously the mic is just up here, so having the PC this close to it is kind of loud if you're playing a game or something. If I'm trying to stream, it can be kind of loud sometimes. But yeah, this one is pretty much whisper quiet the whole time. Sometimes when you're editing or yeah, playing a game, it can, you know, start to get a little bit louder, but still compared to most cases, it's really, really quiet. I'm also going to leave all the like specs and stuff down in the description. I'll try and leave pretty much like a link to everything that I've got, just in case you guys do want to buy some of these yourself or something like that. I'll leave a link to pretty much, you know, like all this stuff. I'll try and leave a link to that down in the description. Now up on top, we have got a Stormtrooper mug. It's got a removable head. It's just got a bunch of USBs and stuff in there, and it just looks cool, so I put it on top of the PC. These are my external hard drives. I think we've got 6 terabytes all up there, and as you can see, it says gameplay 1, gameplay 2. These are just for spare gameplay, because the PC, I do like to try and keep it relatively clean in terms of like not having too much stored on it. So yeah, pretty much put like all the gameplay that I'm not going to use, you know, right now, but I might want to use it in the future. I'll put those onto there, and I think I'm pretty much due for a couple more of these as well. So eventually I'm going to have a stack that's bloody up to here, but yeah, it's definitely very handy to have a few external hard drives. Now moving over, we've got this little fan. This is literally the only thing in summer that keeps me cool, or it doesn't really keep me cool, it keeps me warm, because it blows fucking warm air in my face. But yeah, it's definitely better to have that than to not have it. Moving on, we've got my dual monitors. These are, I forget the name, they're Samsung U28D something, about 45 numbers on the end of that. These are both 4K, both very, very good monitors. They're actually matching. I think it was this one, I had this one ages ago, and then when I upgraded the PC a few years ago, I actually pretty much bought the exact same one. Actually on accident, I didn't know that this was the exact same one. I knew it looked the same, but it turns out they were exactly the same. These monitors are, yeah, very, very decent. They're not top of the range or anything like that. I think they're about 28 inches, and they're not like curved or anything, so they're definitely not the best out there, but they do the job very well. This little thing here is just like a portable charger. You can sort of just sit the phone on it, and it, yeah, charges. It's actually a fast charger as well. A couple little notepads and shit down there, just a bunch of random stuff to keep track of anything that I need to. This little thing is the speaker. You can kind of see behind that. That's just the control for it, really. Here we have a splitter. So this has got 2 HDMI cords going into it, and then 1 out, which goes into the monitor. So I'll actually just explain what I mean. The monitor only has 2, like, you know, HDMI plugs in it, or ports I should say, but this makes it so that I can actually have, this is my Xbox obviously, and then if I just simply press that button, it'll actually switch over to the PlayStation. Hopefully the PlayStation's on. It sure is. So yeah, that allows me to pretty much have 3 things plugged in. I've got the PS4, the Xbox, and then obviously once I switch it back, I have got the PC as well. Now this right here, this is arguably the best thing that I have in this whole room in terms of like productivity and being helpful. This is my Stream Deck, and this is essentially not only how I run my streams, but also just like everything to do with like Photoshop or even just editing in Premiere Pro. This acts as essentially like another keyboard. You can see the keyboard there, but this one is more for like, you know, specific commands and stuff like that. So you can see how I've got it set up. This is like my streaming stuff here. I've got Photoshop, so if you go into that, there's like a bunch of the tools and stuff. So if I just want to go quickly between different tools, then I can very quickly just do that, and it saves a lot of time. It doesn't seem like it would actually do that much, but this thing honestly might, you know, double my speed that I work at. So this is probably the best purchase I've ever made. And then if I actually open up Streamlabs, I'll try and show you guys what I mean with the stream. This is essentially the most important thing to the stream. If you go here, so if I was to go to the start, this is the program that I use. So this is obviously the starting screen. Once I'm done, you know, waiting for people to sort of jump into the stream, I can then quickly go to, you know, there's a bunch of stuff. There's the start, be right back, gameplay, webcam, and the ending screen. So let's say I want to go to the gameplay. I would obviously just press that button. The stinger comes up, and then it goes to the gameplay screen. There's also a bunch of stuff like I can mute and unmute myself with these controls down here. That's the Discord mute and unmute. And then it's even got like the go live and the stream and stuff like that. So the whole stream can pretty much be run through here. And then, like I said, not only that, that's pretty much what they're built for. But like when I'm editing, there's a bunch of tools and stuff, and the same with Photoshop like I showed. So this thing is definitely one of the best purchases that I have made so far for the setup. Now, moving on, we have got the keyboard and mouse here. That keyboard dirty as hell. Apologies for that. Needs a bit of a dusting, I think. This is a Razer Blackwidow Elite, I believe they're called. And this is the DeathAdder tournament, I believe it's called. And these things are really, really solid. It's definitely worth, with how much I'm like writing and, you know, writing scripts and stuff like that, it's definitely worth investing in a nice keyboard and mouse. So yeah, those are the peripherals. And then pretty much the last thing in the setup here is just all the boxes from, obviously, the pops over here. That's just all the spare boxes. If I do buy any more, I'm probably going to have to actually keep the pops in the boxes and just put them there, because obviously, like I said earlier, I'm running out of room. And then I just got a bunch of like G Fuel and random shit there. I think most of those are actually empty, to be honest. I don't really drink it that much anymore, but yeah, there's not much room for those anyway, so I just chuck them there. Lastly, we have the webcam over here, which is a piece of shit, to be honest. I really need to upgrade the webcam. And then there is a little ring light here as well, which literally costs like $5, I think, from eBay, and this thing's actually so good for how like cheap it is. There's a little control under here, and then when I press that, you can obviously see it turns on. This is pretty much just for like streaming. If I need to lighten the room up, for example, a day like today, it's kind of gloomy outside, so if there's not enough sunlight coming in or whatever, I can just sort of run that. And then I guess the last thing that I didn't really mention is the blue Snowball. This is the mic that I use. Obviously, bring it down there when I want to record or I'm streaming or whatever. This thing, I'll be honest, is definitely in need of an upgrade. These blue Snowballs, they're decent for what they cost, but they're actually a very like entry-level microphone. So I definitely need to upgrade. This is going to be the next upgrade if I do eventually do it, which I'm sure I will at some point, and then probably a new webcam as well, because it's decent for its price, but it's very, very low quality. So I definitely would love to upgrade both of those. And then something also didn't show is a Boy Meets World tour. That is a Drake bit of merchandise from the concert that I went to. There is a hoodie up here that actually has Chewy doing a shoey, which I'm sure most of you probably won't know what a shoey is, but that's just a random Aussie thing where we drink beers out of our shoe, just because. And then there is a Lakers jersey and a Kobe, like a bit of memorabilia. RIP Kobe. This used to not really be hanging up, but I thought I'd better put it up once he passed early last year. So they are obviously sitting right above me as I'm working all day, and it's definitely a nice little view to look at. Now, the setup would not be complete without our little baby girl, Zali. She is very, very tired today. We've just been for a walk, so she's definitely pretty pooped right now. For those of you who haven't met Zali, she is our 4-year-old little German Shepherd. She's the cutest little dog. She's trying to have a nap right now. Boop. Big snoot. She's a very, very playful dog, but yeah, she gets pretty buggered around this time of day because we go for a big walk in the morning, and then, oh, you heard the word walk, didn't you? Did you hear me say walk? Did you hear me say the word walk? You definitely heard that. But yeah, she pretty much sleeps here all day. Obviously take her out multiple times per day, but yeah, she's pretty much, every time I'm in here editing, she's just sitting there chilling, having a nap. So Like I said earlier, that couch is essentially just owned by her. She pretty much owns the house, I'll be honest. But yeah, this is where you'll find Zali most of the day. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the entire setup. Like I said, I went into a lot more detail than I probably needed to. But I thought, since I haven't done one of these before, and I probably won't do one for quite a while until probably we move house, honestly, I thought I'd better go into detail and show you guys what it's all about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.